The conference hall was unlike anything Jae-woo Park had ever seen. Massive crystal walls stretched high above him, reflecting light in sharp, cutting angles. Strange beings from 100 different worlds filled the enormous space, each looking more bizarre than the last. Some had tentacles. Others had skin that changed colors like living rainbows. A few seemed to float instead of stand. Jae-woo stood alone. His U.S. Marine dress uniform looked simple compared to the wild, complex outfits surrounding him. He was the first human ever invited to the Galactic Confederation's Grand Council. Behind him sat a small screen showing images of Earth, green forests, blue oceans, bustling cities. The main speaker, a creature named Rin-Su, looked like a walking mountain of purple tentacles. Its body shifted and moved in ways that made Jae-woo's eyes hurt if he stared too long. When Rin-Su spoke, the translation device in Jae-woo's ear made the alien's words sound almost bored. "Humans," Rin-Su began, "are a curious species. We have studied your planet. We have watched your communications. We find you amusing." Jae-woo kept his face calm. Marines didn't show emotion, especially not in front of alien diplomats who were trying to make them look small. Rin-Su continued, its tentacles waving in what seemed like a mocking dance. "Your planet is young. Your technology is basic. Your understanding of the universe is limited. And yet you request to join the Galactic Confederation." Several alien representatives laughed. It wasn't a friendly laugh. It was the kind of laugh that said humans were children playing with grown-up toys. "We have heard about your hunting practices," another alien added. This one looked like a walking crystal with sharp edges. "You send small groups into wild areas. You use simple weapons. You track animals for sport and food. How primitive." Jae-woo knew exactly what they were talking about. Hunting wasn't just a sport on Earth. It was a skill passed down through generations. It was about survival. It was about understanding nature in a way these aliens could never understand. He stepped forward. The room went quiet. "May I demonstrate something about human hunting?" Jae-woo asked. Rin-Su looked surprised. Most species would have been embarrassed. Most would have shrunk away. But not this human. Not this Marine. "Proceed," Rin-Su said, clearly expecting to be entertained. Jae-woo pressed a button on a small device. The screen behind him changed. Now it showed something different. Not cities, not landscapes, but hunters. The images were powerful. A team tracking a wolf pack through snow-covered mountains, hunters moving silently, understanding every track, every broken branch. Another image showed a group hunting in dense African grasslands, reading the ground like it was telling them a story. Then came the most interesting images. Hunters working with animals, not just controlling them, but understanding them. Working together. A team of hunters with trained dogs. Another group with falcons. Each image showed a deep connection between humans and the natural world. "Hunting for us is not about killing," Jae-woo explained. "It's about understanding, about survival, about respect." Some aliens leaned forward. Their previous laughter had stopped. Rin-Su's tentacles stopped moving. "Interesting," the alien said, but the tone wasn't convinced. It was more like a challenge. Jae-woo knew what was coming. The Galactic Confederation was going to test humans. They were going to prove whether these Earth hunters were truly worth anything. Little did they know, Jae-woo had a plan. A plan that would change everything they thought they knew about humanity. A plan involving something the aliens would never expect. The meeting was just beginning, and Jae-woo Park was ready. 3 days after the first meeting, Jae-woo Park found himself in a smaller room. This one was dark and cold, with strange metal walls that seemed to pulse with energy. Around him sat the top leaders of the Galactic Confederation. Rin-Su, the purple tentacled alien, spoke first. "We have a test for your species," the alien said. Its voice was like ice crackling. "A challenge that will show if humans are worth anything more than curious children." The room's holographic display came to life. It showed a planet unlike anything Jaewu had ever seen. Razor-sharp rocks jutted from the ground like giant knives. The sky was a deep red, almost the color of blood. Weird plants moved even without wind. In the distance, massive shapes moved, creatures that looked more like living nightmares than animals. "This is planet XR9, Rin-Su explained. "No species has ever survived a full hunting mission on this world. The native predators are unbeatable. They have perfect hunting skills. They can track anything. They can kill anything." Jaewu listened carefully. To other people, this might have sounded scary. But to a Marine who had trained in some of the harshest environments on Earth, this sounded like an opportunity. Another alien, a crystal-like being named Cora, spoke. "Your task is simple. Send a hunting team to XR9. Survive. Track and neutralize the planet's top predators. If you succeed, we will consider humans worthy of joining the Galactic Confederation." The challenge was clear. Prove human hunting skills, or be rejected. Most species would have backed down. Most would have said it was impossible. But Jaewu Park was not most people, and he knew exactly what he was going to bring. Back on Earth, in a top-secret military base, Dr. Hai-Jin Kim was already preparing. She had been watching the entire diplomatic meeting through a secure video link. When Jaewu's message came through, she smiled. The message was simple: prepare the tigers. Dr. Kim wasn't just a scientist. She was a genius in genetic engineering and animal behavior. For years, she had been working on a special project, a project that would change everything humans knew about hunting and survival. In a massive research facility hidden deep underground, special enclosures held something extraordinary. These were not ordinary tigers. These were something more. Siberian tigers, Bengal tigers. But these were different. Months of careful genetic work had enhanced their natural abilities. Their muscles were stronger. Their senses were sharper. Their intelligence had been boosted beyond what anyone thought possible. Dr. Kim walked between the enclosures. Each tiger watched her, not with the blank stare of a normal animal, but with understanding, with purpose. Back in the alien conference room, Rin-Su looked at Jaewu. "Do you accept our challenge?" Most humans would have hesitated. Most would have asked for more information. Jaewu didn't blink. "We accept," he said simply. The alien representatives started laughing. They couldn't help themselves. A small human team, supposedly going to hunt on the most dangerous planet in the known galaxy. What could possibly go wrong? Everything, as it would turn out, because they didn't know about the tigers. They didn't know about humanity's secret weapon. They didn't know that humans were about to show the galaxy exactly what they were capable of. The challenge was set. The team was being prepared, and soon, everything would change. Jaewu Park allowed himself a small smile. The aliens thought this was a joke. They would soon learn it was anything but. The research facility was a world nobody knew existed, deep underground, hidden from satellite images and government records. It was a place where science did something more than just research. Here, Dr. Hai-Jin Kim was creating something special. Metal doors slid open with a soft hiss. Inside, massive reinforced enclosures stretched as far as the eye could see. But these were not ordinary animal holding areas. These were something else entirely. Tigers moved inside these spaces, not just any tigers. These were the result of years of careful work. Genetic modifications that pushed the boundaries of what anyone thought was possible. A Siberian tiger named Bake paced near the front of his enclosure. His muscles moved like liquid steel. His eyes were different, not just animal eyes. These were eyes that seemed to understand, to think. Dr. Kim watched carefully. She had spent 5 years working on this project. 5 years of careful genetic editing. 5 years of training. 5 years of preparing for something most people would call impossible. "Neural link test," she said softly into her microphone. Beck turned. Perfectly. Instantly. As if he understood every single word. Another tiger, a Bengal named June, moved to a specific spot in the enclosure. Not by chance, by pure, calculated choice. The tracking collar around his neck glowed with soft blue light. Dr. Kim made notes on her tablet. Each movement was recorded, each reaction studied. These were not just animals. These were living weapons. Jae-woo Park entered the room. He wore simple military clothing, dark green, practical. His eyes scanned the enclosures. "How many are ready?" he asked. 6, Dr. Kim responded. "Fully prepared, genetically enhanced, neurologically linked. They can understand complex commands. They can work as a team, better than most human special forces." The Tigers were something new. Their genetic code had been carefully modified, not just for strength, not just for speed, but for intelligence, for understanding, for teamwork. Regular Tigers were already amazing hunters. These were something more. Their muscles were denser. Their senses were sharper. They could see infrared. They could hear sounds humans couldn't even imagine. But the real change was in their brain. Normally, tigers hunted alone. These tigers could communicate, could plan, could think like a special forces team. "Watch this," Dr. Kim said. She pressed a button. A holographic map appeared in the center of the room. It showed a complex terrain, rocks, valleys, dangerous spaces. The tigers watched, all 6 of them, not with animal eyes, with understanding. Bake moved first. He pointed out a potential path with his paw. June suggested an alternative route. The other tigers discussed, communicated, planned. Jae-woo watched in silence. Most people would have been shocked. For him, this was the result of careful planning. "They're ready," he said simply. Dr. Kim nodded. "The alien planet won't know what hit them." The preparation was complete. The team was selected. 6 tigers, genetically enhanced, neurologically linked, trained beyond anything the galaxy had ever seen. The mission was about to begin. And nobody, not the aliens, not the other humans, not anyone, knew what these tigers could really do. The transport containers were being prepared, special units that could survive the harsh conditions of space travel. Special units designed to keep these living weapons safe. Jae-woo looked at the tigers one more time. They looked back, not with animal eyes, but with something more. With purpose. With understanding. The galaxy was about to learn something about Earth. Something unexpected. The transport ship dropped silently through XR9's atmosphere. Outside the windows, the planet looked like a nightmare made real. Razor-sharp rock formations jutted from the ground like giant knives. Some were as tall as skyscrapers. Others were sharp enough to slice through metal. The sky burned a deep, angry red. No clouds. Just an endless crimson that made everything look like it was bleeding. Jae-woo Park checked his equipment one last time. Next to him, the 6 enhanced tigers sat perfectly still. They weren't nervous. They weren't excited. They were focused. "Prepare for landing," the ship's computer announced. The landing was smooth, too smooth, as if the ship knew something was wrong about this place. When the doors opened, the first thing that hit them was the smell. It wasn't like anything on Earth. A mix of burned metal and something rotten. Something alive. Something hungry. Beck, the lead Siberian tiger, moved first. His enhanced vision scanned the landscape. Infrared, ultraviolet, thermal. He saw things no normal animal could see. The ground wasn't just ground. It was alive. Weird plants moved without wind. Some looked like they could eat a human in seconds. Others seemed to breathe, to watch. June, the Bengal tiger, used his enhanced hearing. Something was moving in the distance. Big things, dangerous things. The native predators of XR9 were watching. Jae-woo knew the mission details. Track and neutralize the planet's top predators. Survive. Prove humanity's worth. Easy for the Galactic Confederation to say. The first movement came from the left. A massive shape, bigger than a truck. Multiple legs, armor that looked like it was made of living rock, teeth that could cut through steel. Most teams would have frozen. Most would have been killed in seconds. Not this team. Bike gave a low sound. Not a roar, not a growl. A signal. The other tigers understood instantly. 2 tigers moved left. 2 moved right. 2 stayed with Jae-woo. A perfect tactical formation. The rock-armored creature charged. It was fast. Faster than anything should be that big. But the tigers were faster. Jun leaped first. He didn't attack. He distracted, drew the creature's attention, gave the others a chance to move. Another tiger, named Min, used the rock formations as cover, jumped from stone to stone. Silent, deadly. Jae-woo watched. This wasn't just hunting. This was warfare. The creature roared, a sound that would have made most animals run, a sound that would have frozen most humans in fear. The tigers didn't care. They worked like a single unit, like they shared one brain, one purpose. Suddenly, the creature wasn't hunting them. They were hunting it. More shapes moved in the distance, more native predators, watching, waiting. This was XR9, the most dangerous hunting ground in the galaxy. And humanity had just arrived. The first battle was about to begin. The alien predators didn't know it yet, but they had just met their worst nightmare. 6 genetically enhanced tigers, 1 U.S. Marine, and the full potential of human hunting skill. The red sky watched, the strange plants moved, the ground seemed to breathe. XR9 was about to learn what real hunters looked like. The first wave of attacks came fast, too fast. 3 massive creatures burst from the ground. They weren't animals. They were living nightmares. Each one looked like a mix between a tank and a monster, skin harder than metal, multiple eyes that seemed to see everything, mouths that could crush rocks. Most teams would have died in seconds. Not these tigers. Bake moved first. His enhanced brain processed information faster than any computer. In a split second, he understood the creature's movement patterns, their weaknesses. A quick sound, not a roar, a signal. The tigers split into perfect positions, like they shared one mind. Jun attacked the first creature's left side, not to kill, to distract, to make it turn, to create an opening. Min jumped high, used the razor-sharp rock formations as a jumping point, attacked from above, exactly where the creature didn't expect. The other tigers moved like living weapons. No wasted movement. No random attacks. Pure, calculated hunting. Jae-woo watched from a safe distance. His military training told him something special was happening. These weren't just animals. These were the most advanced fighting unit he had ever seen. The first creature roared. A sound that would have made most living things run away. A sound that could break bones. The tigers didn't care. They kept attacking, kept moving, kept hunting. One tiger, named Sung, found a weak spot, right under the creature's multiple arms, a place no normal hunter would have seen. The attack was perfect, quick, deadly. The first creature fell. The other 2 creatures stopped, confused. These weren't normal prey. These were something else. More creatures began to move, from underground, from rock formations, from places that shouldn't have life. XR9 was fighting back, but the tigers were ready. Jae-woo spoke into a small communication device. The words were simple, but they meant everything. Engage full tactical mode. The tigers moved differently now, not like animals, like a special forces team. They communicated without sound, without movement, using neural links Dr. Kim had created. One tiger would distract, another would attack, another would watch for danger. Perfect teamwork. The ground shook. More creatures came. Bigger, faster, meaner. But the tigers didn't stop. They hunted. They killed. They survived. Hours passed. The red sky never changed. The strange plants watched. The rock formations seemed to breathe. When it was over, 10 massive native predators lay dead. The tigers? Not a single injury. Jay-Wu looked at his team, proud, amazed. The communication device in his hand blinked. A message from the Galactic Confederation was coming through. They were watching everything. They couldn't believe what they were seeing. Humans had just done something no other species had ever done. Survive, hunt, conquer, on the most dangerous planet in the galaxy. And they had made it look easy. The first engagement was over. XR9 would never be the same. And the galaxy was about to learn something about humans. Something they would never forget. Back on the Galactic Confederation's main ship, everything went quiet. Massive screens showed the battle on XR9. Ren Su, the purple tentacled alien, couldn't believe what was happening. Advanced sensors, complex tracking systems, the most powerful technology in the galaxy, and none of it could predict what these humans were doing. The tigers moved differently, not like machines, not like computers, like something alive, something smart. Impossible, Cora, the crystal-like alien, whispered. The ship's tracking systems tried to work, tried to understand, but they failed. When a normal animal moved, computers could predict its path, could calculate its next step. These tigers, they were something else. One moment, a tiger would be in one place. The next moment, somewhere completely different. No pattern, no predictable movement. The Confederation's best technology was useless. Jay-Wu knew this. Dr. Kim had planned this. Computers think in straight lines. Humans, and these enhanced tigers, think differently. They think in ways no machine can understand. Another alien leader, named Dek, watched in shock. "How are they doing this?" he asked. Nobody had an answer. On XR9, the battle continued. More creatures came. Bigger, faster, meaner. The tigers didn't care. Beck, the lead Siberian tiger, moved like water, like wind, like something that wasn't alive, but something that was more than alive. His enhanced brain processed information faster than any computer. He didn't just see the creatures. He understood them. Weak points, movement patterns, breathing rhythms, things no machine could ever see. June attacked another creature, not with brute force, with intelligence, with planning. He didn't just hit. He calculated. One tiger would distract. Another would attack. Another would watch. Perfect teamwork. No computer could plan this. No technology could match this. The Galactic Confederation's most advanced tracking systems were going crazy. Red alerts, warning signals, but nothing made sense. The tigers weren't following any known hunting pattern. They were creating their own. Jay-Wu watched, proud, calm. This was more than a mission. This was a message. Humans were different. Humans could adapt. Humans could survive. Hours passed. The red sky of XR9 never changed. More creatures came, wave after wave. The tigers kept hunting. No rest, no fear, pure purpose. When it was over, 30 massive native predators lay dead. The tigers, not a single injury. The Galactic Confederation watched in total silence. Their technology had failed. Human hunters had succeeded. Something new was happening. Something they didn't understand. Something that would change everything. XR9 was just the beginning. And the galaxy was about to learn a very important lesson. Never underestimate humans. Never. The dust settled on XR9. 37 native predators lay dead. Massive creatures that no other species had ever beaten. Creatures that were supposed to be unbeatable. Jay-Wu Park looked around. The landscape was a mess of broken rock and destroyed ground. But his team, perfect, untouched. The 6 tigers sat together. Not like animals. Like soldiers after a mission. Calm. Focused. Ready. Transmission incoming, Jay Wu said softly. The communication device on his wrist blinked. The Galactic Confederation was calling. Rin Su's face appeared. The purple tentacled alien looked different now. No more laughing. No more mocking. Pure shock. How? Rin Su asked. Just one word. But it meant everything. Jay Wu didn't smile. Didn't show emotion. A true Marine never does. Hunting, he said simply. We hunt. We survive. Dr. Hai-Jin Kim watched from the research facility back on Earth. Months of work, years of genetic research, hundreds of failed experiments, all for this moment. The tigers weren't just animals. They were living proof of human potential. Beck, the lead Siberian tiger, looked directly at the communication device. His eyes were different. Not animal eyes. Something more. Intelligence shined through. Understanding. The other alien leaders started talking. Dek, Cora, others with strange names and stranger bodies. Impossible, some said. Unbelievable, said others. But they all saw the same thing. 37 dead predators. 0 human or tiger casualties. The mission wasn't just completed. It was destroyed. Completely and totally destroyed. No other species had ever done this on XR9. No other species had ever even survived more than a few hours. These humans, they made it look easy. More transmissions came. From different alien leaders, from different parts of the galaxy. Questions, demands, confusion. How did they do this? What were these tigers? Who were these humans? Dr. Kim prepared her report. Not just a simple document, the complete breakdown of the genetic modifications, the neural links, the training. Everything was calculated. Everything was planned. These weren't just enhanced animals. These were living weapons, living proof of human potential. Jay Wu looked at his team. The tigers looked back. No normal animal could do this. They communicated without sound, without movement. Pure understanding, pure teamwork. The Galactic Confederation would never be the same. Humans had just changed everything. One mission, one planet, one team of enhanced tigers. That was all it took to show the galaxy who humans really were. Not just a young species, not just newcomers, but something more. Something dangerous, something unexpected. XR9 was just the beginning. The galaxy was about to learn. Humans were coming, and they were ready. The Galactic Confederation's main hall was silent. Rin Su sat in the center. The purple tentacled alien looked different now. No more laughing, no more mocking, just pure shock. Hundreds of alien representatives filled the massive room. Some were tall, some were short, some looked like living crystals, some looked like walking plants, but they all watched the same thing. The video of XR9. 37 dead predators, 0 human losses, 1 U.S. Marine, 6 enhanced tigers. That was all it took to change everything. Explain, Dek, the crystal-like alien leader, demanded. Jay Wu Park stood calm. Marines don't get nervous. Marines don't show fear. Dr. Hai-Jin Kim stood next to him. Her presentation was ready. Months of research, years of genetic work. Hunting is more than technology, Jay Wu said simply. Hunting is about understanding, about survival. The aliens listened. Dr. Kim showed images, genetic maps, neural link details, how they enhanced the tigers, how they trained them. Not just animals, living weapons. We didn't make machines, she explained. We worked with nature. We understood it. Cora, another alien leader, looked confused. But your technology is basic. How did you be our most advanced tracking systems? Jay Wu smiled. Just a little. The first smile since the mission started. Computers think in straight lines, he said. Humans think differently. The presentation continued. Images of the tigers, how they moved, how they hunted, how they worked together. No computer could predict this. No technology could match human adaptability. More alien leaders spoke. Some were angry. Some were scared. Some were impressed. But they all saw the same thing. Humans were different. Humans were dangerous. The mission to XR9 was more than a test. It was a message. Humans were coming. And they were ready. Rin Su, the alien who first mocked humans, now looked worried. "What do you want?" the alien asked. Jay-Woo didn't hesitate. "Respect," he said simply. The room went quiet. Dr. Kim showed final images, the tigers, sitting together, not like animals, like a team. Perfect teamwork. Perfect understanding. The Galactic Confederation had a choice. Accept humans, or face what happened on XR9. More alien leaders started talking. Discussions, arguments, questions. But one thing was clear. Humans were no longer a joke. Humans were a force to be respected, a force to be feared. XR9 changed everything. The galaxy would never be the same. Humans had arrived, and they were ready. 6 months after XR9, the world had changed. Humans were no longer just another species in the Galactic Confederation. They were something more. Jay-Woo Park stood on a new space station. Not an Earth station. Not an alien station. A joint station, where humans and aliens worked together. The 6 tigers from the XR9 mission were legendary now. Their images were everywhere. On alien screens, on human screens, on communication networks that stretched across hundreds of star systems. Baek, the lead Siberian tiger, sat next to Jay-Woo. Not like an animal, like a partner, like a soldier. Dr. Hai-Jin Kim had become the most famous scientist in human history. Her genetic research changed everything. Alien scientists now came to Earth, not to mock, not to judge, but to learn. To understand, how did humans do what they did? How could they create something so unique? The Galactic Confederation had a new rule. Humans were not to be underestimated. Rin Su, the alien who first mocked humans, now sat on the main council, forced to work with humans, forced to respect them. "We were wrong," Rin Su had said during the first joint meeting, words that changed everything. More missions came, more challenges. Humans kept proving themselves, not with massive ships, not with super advanced technology, but with something more. Adaptation, understanding, teamwork. The tigers became more than animals. They became symbols. Symbols of human potential. Symbols of what happens when nature and intelligence work together. Alien worlds started studying Earth's animals, not to mock, but to understand. How did humans work with nature? How did they create such perfect teams? The genetic research spread. Other species began to learn. But humans were still ahead, still unique. Jay-Woo looked at Baek. Baek looked back. No words needed. Pure understanding. The space station moved through space. Humans and aliens worked together. Technologies mixed. Ideas shared. XR9 was just the beginning. A message to the galaxy. Humans were here. Humans were different. And the galaxy would never be the same. Dr. Kim continued her research. More animals. More genetic work, always pushing boundaries. The 6 tigers from XR9 became teachers, training other enhanced animals, showing what was possible. Alien worlds watched. Human worlds celebrated. A new era had begun. An era of understanding. An era of respect. An era where humans showed the galaxy something important. It's not about technology. It's not about power. It's about working together. Understanding each other, adapting, surviving. Jay-Woo smiled. Baek sat next to him. The galaxy stretched out before them, endless, waiting, ready for what humans would do next.